For those who've seen so much in their lives, this is a flight to remember.
Oh, I'm glad to see there's a lot of old people on this plane.
102 veterans land in Washington, D.C. to a hero's salute, even though the war they fought was more than 60 years ago. Back then, their legs were stronger, and they were just a few years older than the Boy Scouts greeting them on the airfield.
Good job, guys.
For most of these Nebraskans and Iowans, it's their first visit to the capital they fought to protect. At 85 years old, Claudio Orsi never thought he'd see this.
I appreciate it very much. Bring tears to my eyes, believe me.
A group called the Honor Flight Network made it happen. From the grand entrance at the National World War II Memorial.
Thank you, sweetheart.
To meeting fellow veteran Bob Dole.
Thanks for your service.
Still, it's called a memorial for a reason. These are men and women who've told their stories so many times they know exactly where to put the exclamations, the pauses, and the punchlines. But they are also stories of extreme circumstances and painful realities.
When we dropped our bombs, everything was on fire down below, and destruction was terrible.
As a staff sergeant, Orsi fired tail guns from B-24 Liberators in the Pacific Theater. On this day, he says he only wishes his fellow airmen were alive to see their monument.
I know we were fighting for peace, but to kill people wars are terrible. Wars are terrible things.
That is great. That is great.
Former Marine Rich Lang missed landing on Iwo Jima after he was shot by a sniper. He was 18 at the time. But 6 decades later, in front of the iconic statue, he talks about that afternoon like it was yesterday.
There were 3 of us, and the one right next to me, he got killed. He got hit through the neck. Now you tried to get over to get him. That's when I got hit.
That's why this day is so bittersweet.
This is one of the happiest days, I think. Seeing all the people and everything and everybody doing what they've been doing and helping. But it's also a sad day because everything that I see reminds me of things that I went through. So this is really a tremendous day for me.
The battle now is not against foreign powers nor oppressive regimes. With an estimated 900 U.S. World War II veterans dying every day, time is now the Honor Flight's worst enemy.
That's why this is a real sense of urgency, and that's why it's been such an emotional day for these guys, because they never thought they would have this opportunity.
Because a stone memorial cannot compare to living, breathing history. 102 veterans with 102 stories of honor and sacrifice. They never called themselves heroes. That's why the Honor Flight does it for them.
I think we just had to do something that had to be done. We had to stop them, and we were the only nation that could step in and really get the job done.
Here in the heart of the United States, the bells ring with sober respect for men and women who've served their country. Even nameless veterans are forever memorialized by this constant ritual. You're supposed to stand during Arlington Cemetery's changing of the guard.
Forward! Out!
These men have earned the right to rest.
The fire pods were hungry for German kills.
Staff Sergeant Sam Sambasili flew 32 successful bombing missions in Europe. On the 33rd, he was shot down over Berlin and taken prisoner.
When I jumped, supposedly we were at 17,000 feet. Of course, I didn't know we were that high. And it was a long time getting down.
There's your camera.
Sam Basili is just one of 102 Nebraskans and Iowans making the trip to Washington, D.C. This honor for battles they fought in their youth comes more than 6 decades removed from World War II.
When we captured the prison camp, after I seen the way the Germans treated prisoners, I didn't have no remorse for them whatever.
From the day Roosevelt said would live in infamy.
We seen what we wanted to see, all we wanted to see.
From the battles Nimitz said they fought as brothers in arms.
This flag and wreath are placed in honor of the men and women who served in the armed forces of the United States.
But for some veterans, the trip to the nation's capital was not just to be honored, but to honor others who had fallen in battle. 58,256 names are etched into the black granite of the Vietnam War Memorial. Veteran Edwin Kudlachik is seeing his sons here for the first time.
Just take all the time you want. We're not in any big hurries.
Edwin Kudlachik Jr. died in a helicopter crash in South Vietnam.
He thought a lot of his country and stuff, but I don't know. It just shouldn't have happened, I guess. That's all as far as I'm concerned.
For the father who survived, a name on a wall pales in comparison to the son who never came home.
I don't know what it really means to me, but it is there, I guess.
That is why the bells ring in the heart of the United States. So the sacrifices of both the dead and the living will not be forgotten.